Tunajua kitu mtu wa kitendawili anatafuta ni damu imwagike, sababu kupitia umwagikaji wa damu ndio huwa anatafuta uongozi. Lakini hii serikali hii ni ya Mungu, sio ya kumwaga damu ya Wakenya. La pili, hakuna damu itamwagwa na hakuna serikali mtu wa kitendawili na sponsor yake watakaribia. La mwisho, wapende wasipende, ile pesa walipora watarudisha, na ile ushuru walikataa kulipa watalipa. Sisi sio watu wa kutishwa. Kama hawakututisha wakati walikuwa na serikali, sio saa hii. Na akifikiria ako na watu anaweza tumia atikutisha ati na umwagikaji wa damu, tumwambie hata kwake hapa Karen si mbali. In fact, kwenda State House kwetu ndio mbali kuliko kwenda kwa mtu wa kitendawili hapa Karen. Hata sisi watu wa Kikuyu na hapo Dagoretti tunaweza tembea tu mguu kidogo tuende tumsalimia asubuhi, si ndio? Tumwambie hii serikali ni yetu and nobody can ati nobody can too.
Nataka tumuulize kwa heshima rais aliyestaafu, staafu kwa ungwana kama wale waliokuwa mbele yako. Rais Moi alistaafu na akatulia. Hakujaribu hata siku moja kuhujumu uongozi wa aliyeendelesha kazi ya serikali Mwai Kibaki. Mwai Kibaki retired and not in any one occasion did he attempt to undermine you as president. We ask you to give the same honor and respect, not to William Ruto, not to Rigathi Gachagua, who you think is still your PA. Give maximum respect to the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya and the people of Kenya who elected this administration to govern this country. Na ikikushinda, na nitasema tu, musitutisha na maandamano. Sisi ni amani tunapenda. Na naibu wa rais, nimesikia watu wa Kanairo wakisema wako tayari kuchunga mali yao. Na Wakenya wasiogope. Serikali ikichunga, pia wewe amka asubuhi chunga mali yako. Nilisikia wakitutisha ati kama unauza duka ya maji ati watakuja kunywa maji ya bure. Mao ya nani? But Uhuru Kenyatta, in your political pettiness to try and stop your deputy president from ascending to high office as president, you resuscitated politically the kitendawili man to try and stop William Ruto from being president. Woe unto you, you didn't know you are not God. And we told you, we shall never worship you, but we will respect you as president, and even today we respect you as our former president in the Republic of Kenya. But time is nigh, Mr. Former President. Mr. Kenyatta, you must now accept and live with it that William Ruto, your former deputy president, is today the president of Kenya, and you shall do nothing, absolutely nothing, to stop him from continuing to govern our country. Your former PA is today the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. But what we have seen with the Odinga demonstrations over the years have nothing to do with peaceful picketing. And all indications so far, and I'll draw reference to what happened in Kisumu City yesterday. Yes. I also draw reference to the calls by his army of goons that he arms them with guns, as you saw in Kilifi. One of the speakers, as Mr. Odinga sat there cheering and clapping, one of the speakers asking him to now arm them with guns. I don't think anybody needs a gun or to be armed to picket or to hold a peaceful procession or demonstration. Last night, along Bugani Road in Karen, Mr. Odinga held a planning meeting, details of which we have with his ODM members of parliament. And we have details of how they plan to cause chaos and violence within the city over the weekend, culminating with massive destruction of property and bloodshed on Monday. And we just end by reminding Mr. Odinga, you are not above the law. That's right. Yeah. This country shall be governed by under the Constitution and with the rule of law, not the rule of men. Yes. Yes. The former president might have made you believe with a handshake that you are above the law and you can do all that you want. We want to tell you that impunity shall end. Yes. And shall come to an abrupt end. Yes. Under this administration. We know the desperation for Mr. Odinga, besides the late realization that he may not have the energy and the stamina to run another election, is the desperation to cover up for the theft and outright looting of our economy under the last regime. And we want to promise Mr. Odinga, his sponsors, and his army of goons that the Kenya Kwanza administration, and least of all President William Ruto, shall not be intimidated by any means. The pursuit of those who looted our economy will continue unabated, notwithstanding his demonstrations. The pursuit of those who use their offices to run away from taxation by offering themselves exemptions, tax waivers, and reliefs will continue. And this administration will also continue to work on means and ways of uplifting our economy and improving the cost of living for the Kenyan people, to make life more bearable for the people. And the president has already begun work on that. All these members you see here, you saw them in the National Assembly when others boycott the National Assembly. These members were there yesterday debating the budget policy statement to ensure that we have in place programs that will ensure that we bring down the cost of living to the Kenyan people. Now, Mr. Odinga is now pointing fingers at this regime and the Kenya Kwanza administration for the high cost of living. But we want to call his bluff. It is Mr. Odinga who cheered on as the last handshake administration was looting this country dry.
Yes. Yes. Shame.
And because I said very soon we shall be naming these people, I want to state categorically that Mr. Raila Odinga was the net beneficiary of the COVID haste, of the fuel subsidy haste, of the telecom haste,